A ceasefire is in place, but after deadly clashes and canceled talks, questions are growing about the future of the U.S. and Iran agreement.
After a morning full of showers and storms, things have calmed down just a bit. We're getting enough daytime heating out there to possibly give us a few more. I'll talk about that and show you what to expect over the weekend in your first morning weather.
In-depth, investigative. This is KXAN News.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on this Juneteenth and state and federal holiday. I'm Nabil Ramadna. Austin's Colony neighborhood learning this week that there is possibly lead and arsenic in their drinking water with the release of new research from the University of Texas. For years, residents complained of hard and dirty water coming out of their faucets. KXAN's Josh Skurnick shows us what the water provider had to say.
You can see the dirt in there.
This is what comes out of the faucets of Bianca Guerrero's neighbors. She and other volunteers in Austin's Colony on the east side get about 4 calls a week.
And I put the address to the home, the time.
Picking up dirty, cloudy water from residents. Water meant for bathing, cooking, and drinking.
I've lived in Austin's Colony since 2003. We never drink the water.
Since 2023, she's volunteered for a study by the University of Texas at Austin. The goal? What's really in this?
The scope of the problem.
Now we know. Of the 70-plus samples in the study from 4 entry points to the neighborhood and individual homes, researchers found 6 with levels of lead and other heavy metals, exceeding Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and Environmental Protection Agency regulatory standards. All 6 came from homes.
We're talking about drinking water standards at the household level, which can be concerning depending on the exposure that you have to that water source.
What's more, 3 of them with high levels of lead, manganese, and iron are clear as day.
Maybe we should get our water tested because, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
Water is definitely the word on the street here. For decades, they've lived with dirt, discoloration, hardness, and water boil notices. The lady who lives here didn't want to go on camera, but was nice enough to give us a compare and contrast. This water came from her purifier. This from her bathtub.
Actually get little almost like mini stalagmites in the drain.
Water in this neighborhood comes from a private company, Texas Water Utilities. In a statement, the Vice President of Operations tells KXAN they continuously test, meet all of the state and federal standards, and when they learned of the study, writes, "We reached out and met with them to review their draft. We had concerns with the sampling process and the validity of the data. We expressed these issues and offered access to our licensed water professionals and requested the ability to review their final report. Unfortunately, we did not hear back from the researchers." Even with her rising water bill, now at more than $200 a month, these plastic containers she pays for are the lifeblood for herself, her 3 kids, and dog. With this information, you now plan to filter everything in your house.
I need to. I want to get a water softener and I want to get a reverse osmosis. It's a disparity for the community and they're hurting us. We need clean, drinkable water.
A fluid story with heavy consequences. Josh Skurnick, KXAN News.
Thank you, Josh. An investigation is underway after the body of a man was found in Lake Pflugerville this morning. Pflugerville police got the call to the south side of the lake near Pier. A family reported seeing what they believed was someone partially submerged in the water. Then around 9 a.m., police confirmed the discovery. Authorities said the man was taken from the lake and brought to the shore where he was pronounced deceased. Investigators are working to ID the man and say there is no threat to the public. A large truck collided with a train today in Hutto. It happened near the intersection of Highway 79 and the Pickle Parkway. Our cameras were there this morning as a tow truck came to move the wreckage out of the ditch. State troopers responded. We're still waiting to hear what exactly happened. Federal investigators are laying out their next steps as they try to figure out what caused a plane crash Tuesday night in Laredo. The crash killed Austin Tech CEO Josh Baer. 2 pilots and 3 teenagers made it out alive, including Baer's son. There was also a dog on board that's expected to survive after suffering from smoke inhalation. The NTSB saying they are interviewing the flight crew and documenting the wreckage.
We also have good information, which I believe, from the cockpit voice recorder, flight data recorder, and other electronic recording devices. Those devices will be sent to our laboratory in Washington, D.C., where we have a recorder's lab that will download each of those. And from there, we'll decide on how to proceed further in the investigation.
The plane took off from Cabo, Mexico, and was headed to Austin when it crashed on the road near Laredo's airport. The airport's director says the pilots called air traffic controllers to make an emergency landing. During that radio call, the director said the pilots mentioned low fuel and power outage. Laredo leaders are credited bystanders for rushing to the crash site to help rescue the passengers and crew. For more in-depth coverage on this story, just head over to KXAN.com.
First warning weather with meteorologist Freddie Vela.
We take a look right now at your satellite and radar. You see still some green on there, but what does that mean for you? Well, let's zoom into a few spots. First, I'll talk about Mason and San Saba. A lot of this most likely not even reaching the ground. It's just moisture that's being picked up by the radar. We did have a few showers out there, but again, I don't expect all of this to be rainfall, if at all. Where we are seeing some of that rainfall is down in Fayette County, around I-10 near Fayetteville. You're able to see one little pocket of heavy showers that have kind of picked up within that one spot. Everything else looks pretty dry. You may still be getting some drizzle, at least in the area, but that's the only spot that the radar is picking up. Here's a live look at our Kreitz Market camera in Lockhart. It's a tale of two different images. The first is you get some sunshine out in the hill country. The second is you still get some cloud coverage the farther to the east you go. But all this daytime heating is flowing back in, which could trigger a few more showers later on. But right now, things are looking much calmer, much clearer out there. 86 right now in Austin, 87 in San Marcos, Fredericksburg at 81, Georgetown at 85, but Bastrop takes the cake at 90 degrees right now. So coming up, we'll talk about just the few showers that are left on the radar and the chances continuing. And then, of course, your weekend forecast. We have all that and so much more coming up in your First Warning Weather.
Thank you, Freddie. People lined the streets of downtown Austin this morning for the 4th annual Opal Lee Walk. Lee, who is turning 100 this year, pushed for years to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. The 2.5-mile walk is part of a nationwide celebration symbolizing the 2.5 years it took for the Emancipation Proclamation to be enforced in Texas.
I'll just say that I want to give a huge thank you to my cousin Opal because she has blazed a trail for not just our family, but for people in this country. And for someone of her age, she has accomplished extraordinary things. And I'm very grateful that she never gave up on her dream of seeing Juneteenth become a national holiday.
Going in depth here, Juneteenth celebrates and looks back on June 19th, 1865. That's the day enslaved people in Texas learned they were free, more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. The holiday started in Texas and is now celebrated across the country. Barometers are one of the oldest weather tools still used today. They monitor air pressure and help shape the short-term forecasts. Meteorologist Nick Bannon shows us more about these tools in First Warning Weather University after the break.
In the year 1608, an Italian physicist filled a glass tube with mercury and discovered it could predict the weather. To talk about how that little tube works, first we need to understand air pressure. Let's go to the garage. Your car tires are filled with air. That air has tons of tiny molecules bouncing around in all directions. These tiny collisions exert a pressure on your tire. You can adjust the air pressure inside of your tire by putting more in or letting some out. The atmosphere is a little different. We can't add air to the atmosphere or take any away, but the air around us is always moving. Storms lift air off of the ground, easing the pressure on the Earth, while a sunny day causes the air to sink down onto the Earth's surface, increasing the pressure. Now back to that tube filled with mercury. This is called a barometer. A barometer balances the weight of the mercury against the weight of the air around us. As the air pressure rises and falls with the weather, a barometer can give us a heads up. If the mercury drops, that means a storm is on the horizon. But if it rises, get ready for a sunny day.
How cool is that? I love seeing that. Anyway, thank you very much, Nick Bannon, for getting that going for us. I do want to show you this, our satellite and radar right now. We've talked about how we're getting some moisture, at least within the westernmost portions of Mason County. Not all of it is rainfall. A lot of it is just moisture that's up in the atmosphere, what we call virga, that doesn't reach the ground. But some of it is light showers that have picked up. Again, I don't see very much of it whatsoever. My only focus is what's happening in Fayette County. Excuse me, we've been able to see at least a couple of pockets of showers that have picked up, one near Schulenburg and then one near Fayetteville. In fact, it's over Fayetteville right now. It's right at the intersection of, it looks like 1291 and FM 955. You get right around this area where Fayetteville is at, and that's where that pocket of moderate to heavy rainfall is at this point. So the rest of the afternoon so far looking very much quiet based off of our HRRR model. However, we're getting some of that sunshine in there, which this model is not holding on to. And with that sunshine, that gives us enough of that energy out there to possibly fuel another shower or two. So this comes with a huge asterisk of if we could actually see more showers and storms build up overnight. I'll let this play out a bit more. Even early in the morning, you could get a few more showers, maybe a couple more storms that'll roll back in. And that continues as we get through Saturday afternoon. You don't get too much out there, not like what we saw earlier this morning, but again, you get at least the possibility of maybe a few more showers starting to roll in. I'll stop the clock there at 7 p.m. where you could get at least a couple more thunderstorms that could roll through. So your flood threat over the next few days, looking like Saturday is going to be our next best chance. Today we had that heavy rain risk. We got that early in the morning. It's still showing that we do have that chance for later on in the evening. I'll keep that on there for now, but now my focus will mostly be on what happens on Saturday. Category 1 out of 4, if you will. Once we get to Sunday, things really clear out. Now, if any of these showers do become thunderstorms, the possibility of them becoming severe is only a 1 out of 5, which is pretty much on that lower end. And you can see it's at I-35 and to the east. This was updated about an hour and a half ago. So as you look at your severe threats through tonight, tornadoes unlikely, hail unlikely, winds would be the main concern at 60 miles per hour plus. But your rain coverage really starts to diminish after we get to tomorrow. Look at Sunday. That drops down to about a 10%. And by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it pretty much is gone. So remember where we stopped the clock? We'll start the clock right there. Saturday, 6 p.m. You see the possibility of a few more showers that are still possible. Both these models saying that we could still see some of that really build up. And the same for early on Sunday. But once we get to Sunday afternoon into Monday, that's pretty much all she wrote. And we get to Tuesday, and we don't see very much of that whatsoever. You may get 1 or 2 more passing showers, but that looks more like moisture that's just going to be flowing in more than anything else. So we put it all together with your 7-day forecast. 92 degrees for tomorrow, 95 for Father's Day, and then there goes the rain chances. They're gone. We're left with 96 to 97 degrees Monday all the way through Friday.
Thank you, Freddie. Talks between the U.S. and Iran are still up in the air. This is days after the two sides initially agreed to end the war. Continued fighting in Lebanon continues to be the sticking point. News Nation Washington correspondent joining us now, Maddie Beer-Temple. She's looking into what's been going on. What do we know so far?
Hi, Nabil. Well, fighting between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon has kept both the U.S. and Iran from the negotiating table. And even though there's now a ceasefire in place between those two, it's not clear when these talks will resume.
Israel and the Iran-backed Hezbollah agreed to a new ceasefire Friday. Their overnight fighting killed 47 people in Lebanon and 4 Israeli soldiers and paused negotiations between the U.S. and Iran. Late Thursday, Iran said it wasn't sending negotiators to Switzerland for talks, citing Israel's military campaign in Lebanon. The White House then said Vice President J.D. Vance's trip would be postponed, citing logistical difficulties. The move has raised new questions about when talks will restart. They were supposed to finalize details dealing with Iran's nuclear program. It's part of the agreement the U.S. and Iran signed this week to end the war, lift the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports, and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The deal also eases sanctions on Iran and includes a $300 billion fund for Iran to rebuild. President Trump insists Iran will get, quote, no money, not 10 cents from the U.S., but some in Congress are questioning the funding.
A real gift to the Iranians.
If we give billions of dollars to Iran, that money will be used to murder Americans.
Others, like Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, say the deal will lead to economic stability and could create a pathway to peace. Senator Tim Scott posted that the deal is a, quote, major victory for American security and global stability.
Now, the White House has also touted lower gas prices since this deal was signed. And for the first time since March, the national average cost of a gallon of gas did dip just below $4 this week. Nabil.
Maddie Beer Temple reporting. Thank you very much. New evidence is now linked to unsolved Texas shootings from 2022. Earlier this month, Austin police announced a ballistics match in the shooting death of 27-year-old Kamnick Campbell outside of Barton Springs Pool, and another murder case in Houston from that same year. On this week's episode of our KXAN Plus show Unsolved Central Texas, our midday anchor Avery Travis sits down with public safety reporter Brianna Hollis for more on the significance of this breakthrough.
As you noted, the Houston case happened really right after Kamnick's death, but it's taken this long for investigators to figure this out. Did they shed any light on what was going on? How did they reach this conclusion?
Yeah, and this is something I've been following really close.
And
as you noted, the Houston case happened really right after Kamnick's death, but it's taken this long for investigators to figure this out. Did they shed any light on what was going on? How did they reach this conclusion?
Yeah, and this is something I've been following really closely since I got here, because it involves this technology called the NIBIN system, and it's basically an international database of these shell casings, right? And what's interesting about it, it's kind of like DNA. If you get a DNA sample, it's not this kind of end-all answer. Oh, here, this is the person it belongs to. The same thing goes for shell casings. It's not, oh, here's the shell casing, here's this gun it belongs to. So you have to have a match. And part of how the process works is, you know, sometimes you're trying to kind of clean up pieces of evidence and this and that. And the more shell casings that go into the system, the more likely a match is going to be. So that's kind of how this ended up happening here, was that they enter the shell casings every so often, and then at this point when they entered it earlier this year, that's when they ended up finding the match.
Oklahoma veterans got the chance to fly in a restored World War II aircraft. The plane once trained aviators in the 1940s. A nonprofit made Thursday's experience possible. Reporter Austin Bressett has the story.
World War II veteran Bill Cordill hopping in the cockpit and finding his wings again at 100 years old. He served in the Army Air Corps 81 years ago, flying all over the world, including as a gunner in B-29s. But Thursday, he's taking flight in this restored World War II Stearman biplane, once used to train aviators in the 1940s.
But this was the most exciting thing I've ever experienced in flying. Boy, you really feel, you think you're doing something.
He joins a group of other veterans for something called Dream Flights.
Dream Flights is a nonprofit organization founded in 2011. We give rides to senior veterans around the country free of charge.
They've done 8,000 flights for vets in long-term care communities.
And sometimes maybe they feel like they are forgotten. And so this is our small way to say that we appreciate you and we remember you.
And they make a yearly stop in the Sooner State.
It's one of our favorite places to come.
Soaring to about 1,000 feet in an open cockpit, giving them the feeling of turning back the clock a bit.
We hope that it's a positive experience in their lives.
When they're done, it's a tradition to sign the tail of the plane. They also get a hat signed by the pilot, a memory around family and friends they won't ever forget.
I look forward to this, but it exceeded my expectation.
Austin Bressett, Oklahoma's News 4.
We salute all those veterans. We have more news after the break. Austin ISD just approved an $878 million budget, and they managed to keep full-time librarians on every campus, as well as expand the superintendent's contract. KXAN News at 5 starts in about 2 minutes on KXAN Plus.